YouTube. I'm Tilly, and today we're going to be reacting to recent drama surrounding this VTuber named Yukiwaru and a clip of something that she stated on her stream. I'm going to be reacting to this whole situation with cooks today. So if you guys like this video, make sure you drop a like and subscribe, and also comment your opinions on the whole situation and how you feel about where everything went. This is a rev video, so yeah. If you like this video, I hope you guys enjoy. Thank you!
Hey, what's up guys, Riff here. So as the quote in the screenshot says, what a way to start off a Monday. That's right, we have another example of a VTuber merch-related company completely imploding because they wanted to prioritize virtue signaling on social media, bending the knee to a bunch of activists who are hounding one of their talents who they have now fired. And they fired this VTuber because they said the oh-so-crazy statement, among others, that men can't get periods.
Okay.
Yep, that is something so controversial and so damaging, they were fired from this company, Waifu Wears. And not only did they bend the knee to these activists, they eventually lost their spine as well and have deleted all their related posts and gone private. They did all of this for nothing. They're basically Jellywig.
So, I mean, he ain't wrong though. Like, I mean, you can't get a period.
Yeah, guys don't get periods.
Yeah, you can't get a period if you're not biologically a woman. I'm all for the movement though. You feel me? I feel like we should all be a part of the movement. You feel me?
Yeah, but I just don't really understand how that's controversial. Like, even if you are male transitioned into female, you still can't get a period because a period is the shedding of the uterine, of the uterus. If you don't have a uterus, so you can't get a period. So I don't really understand how that's very controversial or like transphobic. That doesn't really make sense to me.
I don't think it's controversial. I personally think it's just niggas wanting to be mad. Like, again, I'm all for the movement. I think everybody should have a voice. Shout out to my nigga Kevin Hart. You feel me? But like, if you don't got it, it just don't work that way. Like, you can transition, sure, you can male to female, female to male. Again, I'm all for the movement. But if you don't have a uterus, which again is just a biology thing,
it's just a biological, yeah.
Yeah, they're born with it or you're not. And if you don't have one, you can't be like, oh, I transition, so I get a period. You don't have a uterus.
You still don't have the uterus to, that's, I don't really understand how that's a controversial statement rather than a like literal, okay, whatever.
Squared, right? They bend the knee and then they chicken out and they look absolutely terrible. Now, unfortunately, this is the subject of this harassment campaign, Yukiwaru, who's already gained hundreds of followers, and I'm sure after this video they're going to gain a lot more as well. And that's how this whole thing works, right? These VTubers get deemed problematic, they get punished for having the wrong think, and everyone thinks that's going to squash their career, but it always has the opposite effect. The Streisand effect takes place and they gain a ton of support because it turns out the Looney Tunes on social media are not the average VTuber fan. It's the exact opposite.
Crazy follow back though.
And you would think this company would be grateful, especially a small company like Waifu Wears, who had a talent like Yuki here, who sold out their most recent shaker with the company.
I'm not gonna lie, if you dropped me after I sold out shit for your company and made you a bunch of money, we gonna be squaring up, because what the fuck you mean you're dropping me after I literally just made you a fuck ton of money, and you're dropping me because I said that men, whether biological or transitioned into trans women, don't have periods. Okay.
Yeah, like I'm really not with this. Like, I think this should be like an IA thing. Like, okay, where do you stand subjectively? You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, again, I'm all for the movement. I'm all for the people. I think everybody should have a voice. But I think we're kind of like, we're starting to step on this line, or like we're kind of like troping through this line of like, how much can I say or like how much can I get away with? You feel me? Because I remember
Yeah.
at first and it was like, oh, well, if you don't like, pardon my French, where if it was like if you don't like trans people, you're transphobic. And it's like, hold on now. Everybody has their preferences. I could choose what to
Yeah.
not like, what I like and what I don't like. If I don't like you, I don't like you. End of discussion. But when it comes down to this like scientific and like this like biological standpoint, and it's either you have it or you don't have it.
Yeah.
Like a biological woman can't come up to me and be like, "Yo, I'm gonna fuck you with this 6-inch dick." Pause. Not me, of course. Not me, of course. No shade to all my enjoyers out there, but it's awesome. Yo, you biologically you ain't built that way. You can't do all that, and you can't pull out this pink rubber dingaling and be like, "Yo, but it's real." But it's not. It don't work that way. It don't work that way. You know what I'm saying? But against each their own. I'm all for the movement into people, but not this
So
movement, of course.
what confuses me, and I feel like this is a topic I can speak about because I am once again a part of the LGBT. Yeah. So they there's this thing, and it's to talk about like how if you don't like trans people, you're transphobic. Like if you aren't sexually attracted to trans people, you're transphobic. I don't understand because they say like, but you're transphobic because a trans woman is a woman and a trans man is a man. But there's the category T in LGBT for a reason. If they didn't want to associate with the word trans and they wanted to drop it and just be a man or just be a woman, then there would be no T in LGBT because they would just be considered man or woman. They give themselves the label trans man, trans woman, transgender. And then, so when people say, like, oh, I'm not into trans people, that doesn't make them transphobic. That's just not what they're into. They're into men, they're into women, they're not into trans men or trans women. If they are, then that makes them what? Pansexual, like so,
Yeah,
or
like
bisexual,
yeah,
like, because
it's
bisexual is just two genders, right?
yeah, man and or woman.
Man and or woman, but they consider transgender as a gender too. Trans woman and trans man as a gender too. Well, those people aren't into trans women or trans men. They're into cis men and cis women, so they are bisexual. I don't really understand how like people say that that's transphobic. Everyone has
They're
their
yeah,
preferences.
and it's also like it's
They just
one
don't
people.
want a woman that has a penis or a man that has a vagina. That's just not their preference. That doesn't make them transphobic. I hate, like, it feels like racist, transphobic, predator, all these words get thrown around so, like,
Too
so
loosely
much.
now.
Yeah, too,
Yeah,
way
too.
too loosely, bro. Way too loosely.
Yeah, it's like like it's kind of
Homophobic. Like,
yeah, homophobic, transphobic. Like a lot of these words they are thrown around a little loosely, and I'm like, yo, listen,
they're losing their
I don't.
meaning.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, because you can't just be like, oh, like I'm trans. Okay, sure, you're trans. It's like, oh, well, you're bisexual, so you must like me. And it's like, well, no, I don't. I like a cis man or I like a cis woman.
Yeah.
You're a man or a woman that transitioned. That's just not for me. It's just not my cup of tea. Oh, so you're transphobic. Like, no. Like, we're still cool. Like, sure, like, we'll hang out. Maybe we'll go bowling. But, like, I'm not going to fuck you. Or, like, it's just not going to
Yeah.
happen. But because of that, it's like, oh, so you're just transphobic. And it's just like, no, I just don't like you. Which goes the same way if you're straight or bisexual. You're not gonna like like if you're a dude, you're not gonna like every dude. If you're a woman, you're not gonna like every woman. But it
Yeah.
doesn't mean that you're bisexual phobic or whatever the terminology is.
Dude.
Homophobic. Yeah, there it is.
Like, think of
Homophobic.
it as like dating preferences. Some people are into black people, some people are into white people, some people are into Asians, Hispanics, Latinos. It doesn't mean that they hate every other race just because their preference is to date a certain race. Like
Yeah.
say
Some people
I
date it, some people date out.
yeah, for example, my boyfriend is white. I am into white guys. I am black. It doesn't mean I hate black people. Doesn't mean it doesn't mean that I am racist towards Mexicans or Asians. I didn't say that. I just said that I like white guys. There's nothing, there's nothing wrong with that. And so many guys do the same thing. Oh, I'm into Asians. I'm into black. I'm into it. And no one's out here like, if you're calling someone racist based off of that, then you're
Based off
literally
of, yeah,
retarded.
it's weird because it's like, yeah, it's like one, and I'm not saying like one, you like who you like.
Yeah.
Me personally, my girlfriend, the superior traits, of course, Korean. We're good. We're good. But it doesn't mean I don't like black people or I don't like Spanish people or whites. I love them all. I
Nah,
love all
you're
my
racist,
people.
bro. You're racist. You're
Nah, nah.
racist.
I love all my people except for the specific group of people, of course. But I love all my people. I love all my people.
Specific group of people.
Specific group of people. They enjoy Popeyes and KFC, as do I.
As do I.
Gotta throw that one in there for the people, of course. Yeah, it's like it's these words and these terms and they're thrown around so loosely. And I think because of that, people are starting to misuse them. Like back onto topic with this. It's like, oh, people transition and they're like, oh, well, yeah, I'm a trans woman and I get my period. No. Your terminology is transgender. It's not transsexual. You're not transsex. You're transgender. And gender is completely different from biological sex. You either
Yeah.
have XX or XY. You can't change that. You can give yourself,
You can
feminine
alter your hormones and,
hormones, yeah, but you can't alter your chromosomes and you can't just get a uterus. No, you're transgender.
and they
You're,
cannot place a uterus and ovaries inside of you. Like
yeah,
that's just
we're
not how
not
it
there.
works.
Yeah, we're not on some genetic altering chromosomes
Maybe in a year like
agenda yet.
2080, they'll like drop some crazy medical shit like that or something, but you know,
Yeah.
it's just, and I don't see how she's getting canceled for saying that, but we continue. We
Yeah,
continue.
she's, again, a biological woman saying, yeah, you know, to my understanding oh, she's a female. She gets a period once a month, maybe she doesn't for whatever medical reason. But if she actively gets a period, she actively has a uterus, her uterine wall is tearing, causing the bleeding every month. That's a biological female thing. It doesn't
Yeah.
happen if you're just transgender. Yeah, it just
Yeah.
doesn't work that way. But against each their own, of course. I'm all part of the movement, but not this movement, I fear.
Yeah, not like that.
Company,
Not
but
that
nope.
in that
Waifu
way.
Wares thought otherwise, and as you can see from their description here, Waifu Wares is a UK-based company that sells waifu-related products at affordable prices. Yeah, UK-based company, more like UK soy company, am I right, ladies and gentlemen? But jokes aside, it's not too surprising when you look into this company, because their mission states that they're not driven solely by profits. Yeah, clearly, you're also driven by activism and bending the knee to a bunch of people who are never going to support you in any sort of a tangible way whatsoever. And this is actually the VTuber who began the entire campaign against Yuki. Their name is Kat. This VTuber would make this post right here, saying, literally felt my stomach turn watching through this video. Ew. Never thought I'd see the day I get involved in drama publicly, but I feel actually sick to my stomach knowing I once called this person friend. Felt it was worth sharing as a PSA. And what they're linking is a
transphobic VTuber goes on transphobic rant.
This is giving. You were my friend. We had some private drama.
I found this clip, and now I'm gonna ruin your life.
I'm gonna really try to throw this dart on the bullseye. And it's just a fucking whiff, just a major fucking whiff, bro. But hey, go off, gang, go off.
The thumbnail looks so clickbait too. It does.
Transphobe, which is like, bro, go off, I guess, bro.
YouTube video apparently exposing Yuki as some sort of terrible, awful person where they have these incredibly transphobic views. And guess what? This is a snapshot of the things she said. Brace yourselves. You're about to hear some really crazy statements.
I'm braced.
Okay.
Whatever, I'm
braced.
ranting. I'm going full unhinged right now. It's those
Okay.
men who are becoming women who say they get their periods. There was like a questionnaire of a guy saying they get their periods, but they don't bleed. They just get like cramps and stuff.
Hold on.
Excuse me?
That's
clip that she's
not a
talking about-
period.
The clip that she's talking about, I'm like 99% sure I've seen the clip. I think
Really?
it's some yeah, I think it's some like we'll try to find it after. But I think it's like one of those like college like questionnaire seminar things. And this guy's like, "Oh yeah, I'm a woman, I guess, whatever." And they're like, "Yeah, I'm trans and I get a period, but that's the thing. I don't bleed, I just get the cramps." And the guy's like, "Oh, so you don't get a period because a period is uterine wall tearing."
Let's see this for ourselves. We found it. We
Yeah.
found it.
I
Bats.
think
Okay.
this is the clip. I could be wrong, but this is the one that I saw.
Okay, let's see. So this trans girl is saying that she gets her period because she gets cramps. Okay.
It does
Negative
change a
Joe,
lot.
by the way.
Fun fact: trans women also get periods.
What?
Yes.
You get a period?
Yes, I get monthly cycles.
You get monthly cycles?
Yep.
So the lining of your uterine wall is falling apart and draining.
That's
your
the-
uterine wall.
See, this is the fun part. Due to not having a uterus, the weird part is.
Okay, so there,
Negative.
okay, there we go. You do not have a uterus. You do not get a period. The cramps you are
yes.
feeling, I will agree that, cramps can be caused by hormonal fluctuations in women. Sometimes we get cramps even when we're not having a period. Sometimes we get cramps just because we're ovulating, which trans women cannot ovulate. Okay, they do not have ovaries. They do not release eggs into the uterine. They do not have ovaries. They do not have uterines. Okay. But sometimes, sometimes hormonal fluctuations in women, you can get cramps. You cannot get a period. So even if you're cramping, even if your stomach's hurting, you got the bubble guts, whatever, your stomach's hurting, there's discomfort, you cannot have a period. And that takes away from the experience of cis women, and that is not transphobic to state that you do not get a period. Nothing wrong with There's nothing wrong with not having a period. As a trans woman, you have to accept that you will not ever get to experience fully what cis women go through because of biological makeup, the organs that you are missing that cis women, are born with and have. There's nothing wrong with that. You just have to accept that your life as a trans woman will always be different than a cis woman. Like I hate saying the word cis. Cis sounds like a slur.
No, so just no, but it's not like it's not inherently wrong. Like I think
Yeah.
like again, I'm all for the movement. I'm all for the people. Shout out my nigga Kevin Hart. If you know that clip, you know. But like again, I'm all for everybody having a voice. I just want to be a part of the movement. I have 7 sisters for context. You feel me? Big ass
Yeah.
family. I'm not gonna say I think it's weird, but I kind of think it's weird if like again you're a trans woman and you're like, yeah, I get periods because you don't,
Yeah.
like there's a lot that goes or there's a lot that happens during that cycle, when the uterine wall is tearing and the egg is being released, whatever. The whole context of it. That's only a thing that a biological woman has, So you can't just as a trans woman, you have to, again, accept and understand, because like accepting and understanding are two very, very completely different things.
Yeah.
Some people understand some things, but they don't want to accept it. You have to do both. But you have to accept and understand that your livelihood is just in some ways is going to be different of a biological woman. Like you're never
Yeah.
going to be able to get a period. Whatever. GG go next. It's not the end of the world. You have to understand that you're not going to be able to give birth. GG go next. Again, not the end of the world.
Yep.
It's just not your biological, makeup. You don't have ovaries. You don't have a uterus. If you want to, transition and look feminine and take estrogen, go for it. Ain't nobody stopping you. But you can't come up to me, Millie Rock, and go, yo, by the way, I get a period. No, you don't. It just don't work that way. But against each their own, of course. I'm just part of the movement.
There ain't nothing wrong with that. I don't know. I feel like this is the most like not centrist. I don't even know if that's the right word. This is the most like neutral. Yeah, like I feel like our take on it though is the most neutral possible because it's not like I'm transgender people. Like no, I've met some really cool transgender people. They don't really make being transgender their personality, but like, hey, when I found out, I was like, oh shit, that's cool. You know, we move on to the next topic. So it's not like I'm saying it's like, oh, you guys are this or that, you'll never be a real woman. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that the experiences will differ from someone who was born female. But there's nothing wrong with that. Just you don't have to make it seem like you experience everything a biological woman does just because you transitioned. Yeah. Like it's okay. And like own up to the differences that you have. Like appreciate the differences that makes you without
that's what I'm saying. Like
without stepping on other people's experience.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you need to accept and understand that there's just some things you're not going to be able to do. And this might sound like I'm being offensive, which I'm not. I really want to clarify.
I don't feel like you're being offensive. I don't hear anything offensive.
Yeah, but again, like take it for what it is. You know, it's gonna like salt the wound, of course.
Yeah.
But there's just certain things in life that everybody isn't gonna be able to experience, right? That's just life at the forefront. When you transition, that makes things, significantly harder in some cases. Like for example, this person who is in the belief that they get periods. You don't. You don't have ovaries, you don't have a uterus, you're not a biological woman. That's just what it is. But it's the same way that I can't go and be LeBron James for 30 years. I just biologically I can't do that. You feel me? I can play basketball, I can hoop. But I'm not gonna go and just be LeBron James. It's just not gonna happen, right?
Yeah.
But the same way, you want to go and transition and be a woman and take estrogen, sure, you can do that. But you're never gonna have the livelihood of being a biological woman because there's some things that they just experience and that they go through that you won't ever be able to go through because of the biological makeup of your body.
Yeah.
And that's okay. That's okay. That's what I'm saying. Acceptance and understanding. Two very, very different things.
Yeah, I agree.
I still get the cramps, but I just don't get the.
Are you sure it's just not from Lupron messing with your body?
Oh, what?
I said, are you sure it's just not the Lupron messing with your body?
Oh, no, it's an actual.
You don't think so?
Yeah, I got the full on like emotional cycles and everything.
You have the full emotional cycles.
It's the whole thing. Yep.
So very emotionally unstable if it's going up and down.
Same stability as just a regular woman.
So women do have emotional instability. I hope we could agree with their period cycle going up and down. But you're saying you have a period, though.
I do, yes.
But you don't have any blood leaving you. There's no thinning of the uterine lining, which is what a period is. And some of the results of a period are cramping.
Yes.
So you have similar symptoms to a period.
Yeah, because we cramp because our uterus is contracting to shed the lining. That's why we get cramps because it contracts to shed the lining. That's where period cramps come from. So just regular cramps is different than period cramps. They're two different type of feelings.
Two very, very different things. Which the main process of what a period is what he said. It's the uterine wall tearing.
Yeah.
You can have a period and be fine. Maybe you're one of the people who you just don't get cramps. Maybe you don't go through the emotional fluctuations, but because your uterine wall still tears, that's the period. It's not, oh, my belly hurts, I had bad McDonald's. Like, you kind of get what I'm saying. Like,
yeah, I get what you're saying.
like that's the process.
And I'm
It's
not
the
saying
aftermath.
that women who don't have periods aren't real women. That's not what I'm saying. One, I have PCOS, now named PMOS. I rarely get my period, but when I do, I get it, and I do get period cramps. So I'm not saying, oh, not having a period doesn't make you a real woman, because there's people that argue like, oh, so does that mean that women who never have a period aren't real women? That's not what I'm saying. They still have the biological makeup, they still have the organs, they still have ovaries, they still have uterus. Our bodies just aren't working properly due to hormonal conditions, metabolic conditions. There are all types of different thyroid conditions, all type of different, possibilities. That doesn't mean that, oh, a woman that doesn't have a period, or that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm insinuating either. Just wanted to put that out there for anyone who watches who tries to use that as an argument. It's a stupid fucking argument. Obviously, that's not what I'm saying. So I'm gonna leave it at that. I feel like I am a great example to speak on this. I sit in all corners of the field. I'm just saying, I barely get a period. I've gone years without it. Okay,
I'm
but
gonna just keep it real simple. If your uterine wall don't tears, you don't get a period. Gee.
yeah,
That's
that's not controversial.
Yeah.
But you don't have a period at all. You have no period because you're a man.
Oh,
That's like the truth of it.
Ooh,
Do men
I
get
know that
the,
one hurt.
oh. I mean, biologically,
do men get the do men get those monthly cramps or monthly emotional cycles, anything like that?
I
Men
mean,
do not
yeah,
get
my
that.
belly hurts once a month,
Hello.
but I eat like shit, so.
I don't know what's going on. I can't hear.
Evidently, we have a foundational disagreement.
Yeah.
In which case,
Well, I would ask you, what is a woman?
a woman, practically speaking, is somebody who lives as a feminine presenting person.
Feminist. So a butch cut lesbian
Yes.
is not a woman because they have a lot of masculine traits.
Cigarette burn.
Why would you bring up that example?
Well, because I'm just thinking that's an example that breaks your rule. And there's a lot of them that will break that rule.
I'm not gonna lie, this guy is kind of good at debating. Like,
He's
not
a
to
good
sound like
because-
an asshole, but that actually was a
that was
pretty
off the
good
dome.
example, because if you're saying that a woman is someone who presents feminine,
Is the feminine presenting? Then you're
yeah.
saying like any
any woman that presents themselves as
Masculine
masculine traits, but doesn't want to be a guy, they're a tomboy, like me, they're a tomboy, or they, they have a more of a masculine side, or
yeah.
that's not a good,
It's not a good look.
yeah, that's
Because if you're
Because
I'll say it after this video. I'll say it after this video.
okay.
the definition is somebody who has like feminine characteristics, feminine traits. I can't remember exactly. But like, okay, what about a butch cut lesbian? What if a girl's a tomboy growing up and just likes to play with like
right, like me, like
Yeah,
what if
like-
tomboys? I've been told so many times that I'm not like a girly girl, I'm not a girl, just because I'm a tomboy. That's that's
a little demeaning.
yeah, that's pretty demeaning. That's pretty disrespectful.
cars and stuff growing up.
And also, it's also okay. Like, what is your idea of like feminine? What is your idea of like feminine presenting? To be like, oh, to me, a woman is somebody who's feminine presenting.
Yeah.
Well, I could make the argument, okay, for example, I have a sister, right?
Yeah.
She's in the military. So like, I mean, pretty teed up, pretty yoked up, pretty built.
Yeah.
So I'm like, would you imagine like somebody like that? It's like, okay, because they may not be feminine presenting.
Yeah.
What are they now? Are they a tomboy? Are they a man? Because I'm just throwing this out there. Of course, take it for what it is. If I went up to that person and I'm like, ooh, I can see your Adam's apple. That's not feminine. You're not a man. You're not a woman. You're a man. That would be rude. But again, it's back to their logic. Oh, if you're not feminine presenting, then you're not a woman.
Yeah.
That's kind of I feel like again, we're just throwing around these terms loosely, and then we're just expecting like they're expecting responses, and then when they get rebutted, it's like, oh, well, I'm right and you're wrong.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I feel like if I would come up to a guy that's doing debates like that, I gotta have my shit together because I know he's gonna use some crazy examples and like I just gotta be ready. I obviously the definition of a if we're thinking like subjectively like society, oh what's definition of a woman? Okay, I understand feminine presenting, but that also takes away from the women who are
But
not feminine presenting.
okay, but I would agree with you in most cases,
Yeah.
but I don't agree, and the reason that I don't agree now is because we are in 2026.
Yeah, there's
Like it's
so
not
many
like
different
it's not
fucking
like
things now.
it's not like
There's
yeah,
femboys, like there's feminine boy.
yeah,
Oh,
we're
are they
not
not boys because they're feminine presenting boys?
like yeah,
You
like so
know?
much has if we were in like 2016, 2017, I'd be like, "Ooh, you got a point there." But I'm like it's 2026 now. There's so much there's so much under
More.
yeah, it's like there's so much under the umbrella now that I'm like, "Oh, well, you can like in my opinion, when like he's saying, okay, well, like what's a woman? Okay, well, are we asking like biologically or are we asking like socially?
Yeah. Because
I'd be like, okay, well,
socially, it's changed like a whole bunch. Like there's all
yeah,
this different
yeah.
shit going on, and people are finding out, and
Yeah. So I'm like, yo, listen, if you want to present or you want to walk, talk, and act like what. Maybe not what feminine is, but maybe there's some like feminine characteristics or like feminine traits. I'm like, oh yeah, whatever. Like you're a woman. If
yeah,
that's what you identify as, whatever. GG, go next. But it doesn't mean that a woman, who's maybe she's taller than me, more in shape than me, more fit than me, or maybe she's the same height as me, but she dresses like maybe she dresses masculine, or maybe she carries
like a
herself with
boy.
some
Yeah.
masculine traits. Yeah, whatever. If you want to identify as a woman, sure. I'm not gonna be like, oh, six pack, you're a fucking dude. No, there's plenty of women out there there's plenty of women with a six pack. It's up to you and your discretion. If you want me to call you a woman, sure. Not gonna not gonna knock you on it. But I think under that like umbrella of oh well it has to be feminine for me to consider it a woman is just wrong. Especially in 2026.
I agree. I
In my
agree.
opinion, of course. I'm just part of the movement.
I'm just part of the movement.
I'm just part of the movement. I'm just part of the
Me?
movement.
Excuse me? As a girl, as a woman who bleeds down there once a month, is literally on birth control. These people are out here like, I identify as a girl, therefore, I get my period,
No.
and I can get pregnant.
No.
Fucking can't!
You can't.
You can't!
It's
Like,
yeah,
fall in
it's a
love with
biological
whoever
thing.
you want to fall in love with. But
Look, that's fall in love with whoever you want to fall in love with. That's not homophobic.
Not yet.
She's not saying you're not a real woman. She's not saying any of that. She just simply said that trans women cannot
Can't get
get
periods.
periods and they cannot get pregnant.
Hey, valid take, bro. I'm with the movement. I'm with
That's
the movement.
that's
Valid take.
valid. That's not how is that transphobic? How is she getting canceled for saying that? This is
Want
fucking
to know what I think
stupid.
it is? I think it's, and obviously it's not everybody. I don't want to put everybody in this circle. I'm just gonna state
Yeah.
my opinion. I think that because it's becoming more common now to like transition, that people are like, oh well, if I transition, you just have to take me as said gender. Wrong. I can accept you if you want to transition, right? But you're gonna
Yeah.
like it's. I feel like the initial reply, and again, it's not everybody. But if I'm like, oh, like what are you? I feel like more times than not, you're probably gonna tell me, oh, I'm a trans man or I'm a trans woman. Okay, fair. But if I'm just thinking this logically, like if I'm just like if I'm sitting down and I'm like, okay, I like this person, but they're a trans woman, and I want kids, like kids of my own. I have to put into perspective. You're a trans woman. You can't get a period. We can never have kids. We can never have babies. Like if if you're like,
Like the
okay,
only way would be like a surrogate at that point, and that's
but then
a
again,
lot more monies than
yeah, but then
just
again, it's people like to go through the process of,
yeah,
you know, of like they're like some people there's some people out there that and they're like, oh, I
not
want to
just
carry my
putting the
own
egg
baby
and
for
stuff
my.
in, yeah, not just putting the egg
Mhm.
and stuff in a different person and then calling it a day, yeah.
And again, which again, egg. If you're a trans woman, you don't have that. You know, that's just
It's
we
just the
have the
truth,
same.
bro.
Yeah, like we
That
have.
doesn't make it a bad. It's not a bad thing. It's just the truth. That's it.
It's the truth of what it is. But I think they're like, oh, you have to take me as such. Well, it's like no, because if me and like if you're a guy who wants their own kids, right? Not saying adoption is wrong. I think people should adopt, of course. If like okay, I'm a guy. I think this trans woman is pretty cool, but I want kids of my own. But
Yeah.
that's never gonna happen because of certain biological traits.
Yeah.
That's
Also,
not transphobic. That's not evil. It's just it's life. It is what it is.
side note, this is definitely someone that was out to get her because this YouTube account that posted this clip has 5 subs.
5 subs.
So this was definitely like an ex friend or like someone that she got into like a heated argument with that was like Loki lurking her stream or something. Oh, I'm gonna use this and get her canceled. You could just like obviously tell by the fucking
No.
YouTube the random as fuck YouTube account. Like okay,
When you're at a pride parade and you're in full like BDSM dog wear and
Yep.
greeting kids, there's something wrong with you. If you're a teacher teaching kids to be transgender, to transition, to be gay, to do that so young, there's something wrong with you. Let me tell you, growing up, I was a tomboy. Like, I thought I wanted to be a boy. I wanted to be like my cousin. My cousin was a boy, and I thought he was the fucking coolest. So I wanted to wear boy clothes like him. I wanted to have short hair. I wanted to do sports, like shit like that. I just wanted to be like him. I thought I actually wanted to be a boy. And, you know, my younger sister, Sister Waru, copied everything I did. So therefore, she also thought she wanted to be a boy. If what is happening today was happening back then when I was a kid, I probably would have been, I don't know, in some form of transforming as a child and regretted it because I love being a girl.
Yeah, so this person feels sick
okay. So honestly, I can relate to that because growing up, I've always been a tomboy. I never liked the girly stuff, the feminine stuff. I had 2 older brothers and an older sister. My older sister was a tomboy growing up as well, and my older brothers were the ones that I mainly hung around. I always thought, like, even me at some point, I thought, oh, I'm a tomboy. I do I want to be a boy? Obviously not. Obviously, I like being a woman. I like being a girl. I like being able to be both tomboyish and feminine whenever I choose, whenever I like to. I did not transition just because that's how I felt back then being a tomboy. So I understand that statement. I know that like nowadays it's like crucial, I guess. I personally don't think school should be about anything other than what school is about. Maybe bring it up, you know, like bring it up in sex ed. That's understandable, you know, if you want to bring all that stuff up in sex ed to teach that. But I think on a normal day-to-day basis for school, I don't think that any of that type of stuff should be brought up. And I don't think there's nothing wrong with that specifically. You know, honestly, with teachers, they have to teach what they are told to teach. So I don't know. I don't know as far as that. About the Pride Parade stuff and the BDS greeting kits, I do agree that kids should not be in Pride parades because a lot of Pride parades turn very not just not safe for kids, but not appropriate for kids. Like I've seen clips of like some pride parades where people are walking walking on full on naked, and people are like, "Why can't kids
Or
see
like
that?
yeah, or
It's
like
just a human body part." And I'm like, "Do you
nah.
not understand what's wrong with the minors and children being around a bunch of grown adults that are butt booty ass naked, like that's not okay.
But it's yo, it's this. It'll be like because
Or like titties
people
out with
can make
pasties, or
yeah,
like
no, it's this is my problem, right? And again, I'm all for the movement.
I
But
am.
like because you can make the argument like, oh, well, if you take a kid to the beach, like it'll happen. I'm like, no. I've seen some of these clips and it's like, yo, it's first off, it's blazing 90 degrees. All right?
Yeah.
This is already a no-go. And then you have the group, and it's like this dude's in like full fucking gimp latex dog muzzle.
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah.
crawling on
Ass cheeks
all
out in the
fours.
back.
And it's like then the other girl, it's like, yo, fucking
she
yeah,
got
like
the whip and the
chain, like the fucking whip
chain.
chain
Yeah.
thong pasties. I'm like, yo, this is what
This
happened.
is not what we
Like,
wear to the beach, bro. The beach is literally just bra and underwear,
yeah.
like redesign, like
And it's
designer
like
wear.
yo,
And half the
this is
time people are
OD.
in the water, or like kids are playing in the sand. They're not being approached. They're not being forced to, or not
Yeah.
forced to watch. But
It's
I don't know any kid that's like, yeah, let me go see those adults instead of
yeah.
wanting to watch TikTok or
And I
brain
feel
rot
like
or
and I feel
something.
like and I feel like things like that, you're gonna want to be like sociable, right? Because it's a movement, it's a parade, right?
Yeah,
It's it's not wrong for it's one. I think kids should be kids, right?
I agree.
I don't think you should be in middle school asking Timmy to the right of you if he thinks he wants to be trans, right? I
Yeah.
think you and Timmy should be outside fighting the scalpers at Target for Pokemon cards. But that's just me. That's just me. You know,
Collecting
I
different
don't.
fucking rocks and pebbles and
Yeah, like
trying
I
to
know
catch
it's
a
different.
cockroach in a random jar on the street or some kid shit. I don't know. Like
That's what I'm saying. Like I know it's different. Like I know kids are gonna be fucking like playing Pokemon and fucking like when I was a kid, it was
gaming
like
and
oh
bro. It was
yeah,
just
it was
straight games
gaming
and like yeah,
and like the
cartoons and
occasional
shit.
like yeah cartoons, gaming and like TCG. Now my brother's like, oh yeah, I'm fucking hooping with my 6'6" big man. I'm like, oh W, bro. Like you niggas hoop and then they go out and buy clothes. Like that's the new shit now, I guess.
Yeah.
But it shouldn't be like, oh, like if my brother came up to me, who's in even in high school, he's like, yeah, this dude came up to me, was like, oh, asked me if I wanted to be a trans woman. I'd be like, that's fucking weird. You guys are so mad fucking young. I think there's a
Yeah.
certain age, and it just shouldn't be introduced to
Until
kids
that
so young.
age. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I think there's a certain age where like you kind of just develop as a as a young man or woman around your teenager years, and you're like, let me see if this is for me. And
Yeah,
I
but
think
I
that's
don't
just
think
normal.
5-year-old Bella should be worried about, oh, I like boy
Yeah,
things and I like boy clothes, so I'm a boy.
yeah, it
It's
should just
different.
be
I liked boy
it's
things and boy clothes, but I did
yeah, that's what I'm
not,
saying.
my mom did not decide right then and there for me that, okay, that makes you a
You were a
boy.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She was
it's like,
just like,
oh,
okay, my daughter is a tomboy. She just so happens to like that kind of stuff.
yeah. I'm like, that's what I'm saying. It should just be like
Kids
a
are
natural, like,
curious. They want to it's their first time on earth. They want to explore everything. Like sometimes that happens. Like I've seen little boys that are into Barbie dolls. They think Barbie dolls look cool, and Barbie cars, and glitter. And then they grow up and they're just boys. They just had a phase where they really liked, they like that stuff, or they wanted to explore that stuff. And I'm all for, like letting your kid explore masculine or feminine things, but I feel like until they're of a decent age, I would even argue 18. I say give them until they're 18. Like make sure that this is really something that they want to go through with their life.
that's what I'm.
You
Yes,
know, and they
exactly.
could still
Like
wear the girl clothes and all of that up until they're 18. And then when they're 18, they're adult, they can decide for themselves, hey,
if
I've
that's
been dressing like this and dealing with this and feeling like this my whole life so far. let me go through with it. I don't think there's anything wrong with going that route. You're still being supportive. You're still allowing them to use, wear, play with, what they want to use, wear, and play with, and then you're still giving them the opportunity to see if that's what they want or if it's just something that they like.
Yeah, that's what, and that two different things as well. I'm like, yo, listen, you like, it's like you said, right? I don't know his name, but there's this Asian guy on TikTok. He's fucking hilarious, right? And he was like, oh, kids are curious, right? Kids have
Yeah,
curiosity.
they
Let a kid
are.
be curious, right? Which just because again, like Bella, for example, is sitting here and Bella has three brothers, right?
Yeah.
Bella might like, boy things. Doesn't mean Bella's a boy. You feel me? It's
Yeah.
the same. It was the same way for like me. I had like, for example, I had seven sisters. You know, D- but was I out here? Oh, I like this, I like that. No, I was just like, oh, I have a lot of sisters. There's a lot of feminine things around me.
Yeah.
Hmm. It didn't make me a girl because I picked up maybe one of my sister's Barbies. I was just like, oh, what's this? It's a toy. I don't really like this. Not for me.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean if somebody else might be in the same position, might be like, oh, I like playing with the Barbie. Doesn't mean that person's a girl now.
Yeah.
It's just kids are naturally
Dude,
curious. They're gonna want to do certain things.
I didn't not wear makeup. I didn't wear makeup. I didn't get my nails or feet done. I didn't wear dresses, skirts, none of that until I was like, literally until I was like 20, 21. Up until then, anytime I wore a skirt, it was, oh, my mom going, oh, please, just dress up a little bit. It's a family dinner. It's an occasion, and I'd do it to make her happy. But it wasn't until I was literally in my adult years where I'm like, I kind of like dresses a little bit, and I kind of like the way makeup looks, just a little dibble dabble. And oh, I still fucking hate nails. Oh, getting my feet done. Oh, cool. It's not too bad. I can do that. But it took me until I was an adult. So that's why I say, like, I think, again, I agree. Kids, just let kids deal with kid shit and let kids be kids, and let the adults handle all the sexualities and genders and sexes and politics and this and that. Like, just let your kid live their life, you know? Support them through it and just let them live their life. And then when they're older, they could decide, yeah, no, I'm definitely still a boy, but I'm a guy that likes feminine stuff. Nothing wrong with that.
Which is valid. That's also under the umbrella. You might be a dude who just likes feminine things.
Yeah.
It's nothing wrong with that. You feel
Or
me?
yeah,
I
you
think,
might be a femboy or a tomboy. Okay, cool.
yeah, bro.
It's what it is.
It's all fine as long as you're a young rich nigga with motion like myself. I think as long as you're a young rich nigga with motion, you can like whatever you like, personally.
Yeah.
To their stomach and has let go of their former friend because Yuki stated, among many things, that men can't get periods, that making being trans your entire personality is cringe just like anything else in life. Also, that they should leave children alone and that teachers and other trusted adults should not be trying to transition, aka groom, minors. And also that she was a tomboy when she was raised, and she is thankful she was not raised in this current era where she might have been led into decisions she would later regret as someone who's very proud to be a girl. Now, of course, a lot of the replies are not going the original poster's way, saying, based, if you don't have a uterus, you can't get a period. Watch this
Yeah.
video, no lie detected. How is it phobic? She's stating facts. Well, they're
Yeah.
fact phobic, okay? Uh-oh, Streisand effect. Stop trying to destroy someone's career or character for them just stating something factual. Just because your opinion disagrees with theirs doesn't mean they're not allowed to have one.
Yeah.
It sounds like they were only your friend when it was convenient for you. Are you genuinely effing insane? Do you have a link? I need to drop her a follow. It's rare to find sane VTubers anymore. Most of them are virtue signaling hats like you. Now, of course, there's other people who disagree with the previous sentiment, saying a list of problematic topics that were raised, including going on a rant about how trans women don't get periods. Apparently, that is problematic to say.
Okay, like I said, yes, you can get hormonal cramps. That does not make it a fucking period. So no, it's not real. It's not a thing. You're just dealing with the hormones that you're introducing into your fucking body because they've never been in your body before.
Bro, I'm not
And now
hearing
you're
it, bro.
putting it in mass waves. That does not mean that it's
Bro,
transphobic.
bro, no, I'm not hearing it, bro. You're lactose and had some cheese, bro. I'm not hearing it, bro.
Your lactose has a cheese.
Yeah, you're lactose and
And
has
well,
some dairy, bro.
it was enough to get them terminated. Among, many other people complaining as well, but Waifu Wars
I
bent
like how
the
they
knee
did
to
the AI art in there.
Yeah, where did the AI art come from?
Yeah.
Like, she's not even using AI art, bro. She just
You do not support transphobia or AI art. Just the
Yeah, let me
just
just
the
put
fuck-
AI art in there. The girl's not even using. She might start using it now just because your fucking statement, just to spite the fuck out of you. Because that's something I would do. That's definitely something I do. Oh, you don't like AI art? Bet.
love
Here's
my
some.
Clanka.
By the way, Bats, I do not mind if you guys personally make AI fan art of me. Just use the AI art tag, AI art section in the Discord. Just state that you did make it with AI, I don't really give a fuck, honestly. I can't
I
tell
feel like
you
that's
what
fair.
to and what not to make. I can't tell people what to and what not to make, but I'm not going to ignore it just because it wasn't made in the way that everyone else would like it to be made. If you want to make fan art of me, but you don't have the money to, or like you just want to test out some shit that you've learned or something, that's on you. I just say, just make sure you state that it is AI art. Other than that, like, I can't control anybody. I cannot control my community. I
Wait,
cannot
hot
control
take
what
though.
y'all say.
Hot.
I cannot control what y'all do. I can remove people that make me uncomfortable. I can block people that make me uncomfortable. But y'all are grown ass fucking adults and you're your own person.
Hot take though. Wait, hot take though. Hot take though. If you code your own AI and then have it make art, technically, didn't you make the art because you made the AI?
Technically, if you feed it your own
Right?
art
Like,
so that it can use
no,
your
like,
art to make
yeah,
art,
like if you're
yeah.
like a semi decent drawer, right? Like you're
Yeah.
like okay, and you're like really good at coding, and you're like fuck it, I'm gonna make my own Chat GPT.
From scratch.
You feed it like like you make like 100 like line arts of some shit, right? Like a bunch of random different shit. 100
Yeah.
line arts, and then like 100 more like hard sketches, and then you really code the AI, deep thinker, boom, and he starts shelling out AI like AI art. But you technically made not that you made both.
Aren't you
Isn't
just
that
the
valid?
artist?
Yeah, you're just a really efficient artist.
I don't know. I've never like even had that type of discussion or like looked into it like that. That's a good
Like
argument
that,
though.
right? I feel like that's valid.
That's a good argument.
these people saying, "What a start to a Monday." Just to reiterate, we do not support the use of AI art, nor do we support transphobia, with some of their rules. And yes, AI was also a part of this. You know how these Looney Tunes feel about AI art? They think it's literally worse than offing someone, right? So that was another part of it, but it was really the transphobia, the supposed transphobia, that they're really upset about. Now, of course,
It's
they
just
don't
like,
directly mention her in this
transphobia,
post, but
bad,
it's very
AR.
obvious based on the context. And also additional
No
context
go.
like this, where a post tagged Waifu Wars, saying, "You fired Yukiwaru for daring to say that men shouldn't have periods." And well, they untagged themselves
take.
from that post. They actually saw this and manually
I just don't understand why it's a fucking hot take. That's just how it is, bro. That's just life. That's just
Bro,
life.
this is fucking hilarious, bro. I can't.
Like, do I do I even post this? Because they're gonna sit here and twist all of our fucking words.
Yeah,
Like,
this is fucking.
they're literally gonna.
Fuck,
I didn't know it was this bad. Like, they might
yeah, this is
actually
crazy.
clip some shit out of context and be like, "Tilly said this. She hates trans people." See, they might
But then
clip
it's
that
fine,
right
bro,
there. Like,
but then it's fine though because then you blow up like Yukiwaru. It's alright. It's alright.
untagged
Transphobia.
themselves. Clearly,
You don't support that AI.
Ooh.
That's like killing somebody. I don't know about that one.
I don't know.
pretty affected by this. They didn't like this. They didn't like that their actions have been highlighted by users like this. But before they went down, they shared other classics like this, saying, I want waifu wares to be an inclusive and supportive community, until you think the wrong way. Like, I've built this up for nearly 4 years to kind of preach those values. Business? You're supposed to be a business? Oh, okay. I can't control actions of others, sadly, which is very true. And then this person also...
Whoever is tweeting on this account is fucking terrible at being a social media manager for a business.
Yeah, this seems like...
This is giving... I'm using my brand account as my personal Twitter to tweet shit. This is not giving professional statement at all.
Like, I've built...
I want waifu wares. If it's a fucking brand account, you should be like, we want waifu wares to be as inclusive and supportive as possible as a brand. This is what we strived for as we took nearly 4 years to really deep dive. You know, like, this is not giving PR. This is giving fucking so this is giving old friend made the brand, they supported the brand, old friend is tweaking out on the brand account. Like, whoever made this, this is just not brand.
This is giving, I made a brand, it popped off, and I don't know what to do.
Yeah. Inclusive and supportive community, bro. This is supposed to be a brand. Okay.
Says something true, saying, no, but you control how you react to them. All right, we're cooking. What's next? Proud to see this is how. Glad to be a part of this wonderful company. Oh, again, they're just so close to understanding. Yes, you cannot control the actions of others, but you can control your own. The problem here is that waifu wares responded very embarrassingly to the actions of someone else. They bent the knee to a bunch of activists, whether it's in their company, which clearly they're not doing that much for them in the first place, or it's people who are not a part of the company, potential customers who never had interest in the first place, and the people who might have been are completely disgusted by their reaction. But let's not overlook the reply to that statement by Waifu Wares, saying, I don't harbor any ill will to anyone. Everyone has their own views, and that's fine. I respect that. But when it comes to business, yada, 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 they can't support it. Yeah, they really do support other people's views until those views contradict their own. And when it comes to Yukiwaru's views, well, that's not something they can respect. And for the record, she doubled down, okay? She is not afraid of her beliefs. The VTuber who made the original call-out post shared a Discord screenshot here of a private message between the two, saying, just curious, is this actually a clip from your stream, referring to the clip we saw earlier? And Yuki says, the thumbnail is clickbait, but I said what I said. I said nothing wrong. I said my opinion, and being flamed. And this cat individual says, oh, honey, that's not clickbait. That's pretty effing accurate and disgusting. Yes, being...
How is this okay?
This is
She didn't even say the. She didn't even say this.
Yeah.
Either. So it's definitely
This is giving. You said something. I'm just flat. This is giving. Oh, you said something, and I'm a big preacher of this.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier to be the victim, and it's a lot easier to be offended, right? I'm a big believer on this. If you've known me for some time, I will stand by this. It is a lot easier to be the victim. But this is giving, oh, you said something. I feel like I'm in this category, and because of that I'm being offended. So now I'm going to paint the agenda that I see, even if I'm not right. Like, it's more than obvious. This Yukiwaru girl, Wara, I hope I'm saying your name right. It's more than obvious. She gave her take. Men can't get periods. Trans women, because you are biologically men, can't get periods.
Yeah.
It's not a hot take. It's a valid take. Then this person, Kat, I'm not gonna assume. I'm just gonna take it for what I see it. Maybe you're trans. Maybe you know people that are trans that believe, oh, because I'm trans, you know, or not believe, but that are trans. Like, oh, I believe that I get a period because I'm a trans woman. Maybe you feel, maybe people in this category. Maybe you yourself put yourself into this category.
Yeah.
Have not painted this picture, which is clickbait because it's not true. They didn't see retard from what I saw, and saying that trans women don't get periods is not transphobic. It is a biological fact.
Yeah.
And you're just choosing to be offended because of it, because it's easy. I don't know, bro. Life's tough. Get a helmet.
Called disgusting by the people who have an issue with someone saying leave kids alone is absolutely diabolical. But, of course, what happened to the post? Well, my wife, Darling Straub here, had a very interesting experience. I saw this happen in real time. She came to me and was like, oh, you might be interested in this situation. She's like, check out my quote. And literally within minutes of her quote, on a post that had been up for nearly a day at this point, they blocked her instantly, and then they deleted their post. Now, I'm not much of a narcissist, but I would like to believe they might have seen what was coming here and they tried to flee the scene of the crime. But unfortunately for them, it makes them look worse, because not only are they bending the knee initially, now they're not even standing on business, right? They're spineless. They're not even standing by their decision. They're immediately nuking their post the second they get any sort of backlash or fear backlash. And it's always this, everyone's gangster, till it's, this tweet has been deleted, which leads to really funny screenshots, like people quoting the now deleted announcement saying waifu wears continues to be the absolute GOAT. W waifu wears. And here's this reply here, preach it. And of course, this is now behind a private account saying, I want waifu wears to be an inclusive and supportive community like I built up over the last 4 years, and to kind of preach those values. And here's another one saying, thank you for being amazing. We need more companies like you around these parts. And waifu wears says, thank you, Captain. Always gotta look out for the homies. Now, who's this individual? Because they're involved in the final wave of this video, which is people virtue signaling and trying to blacklist people and trying to basically ruin their career over this situation. And you have this VTuber, again, a small following VTuber, who decides they have the power to blacklist people. So this was their quote to the original call-out post saying, wake up, see my new merch partner talking about how they don't stand for transphobia and have cut ties with someone. Confused. See this video. Someone making awful transphobic rants with merch company products all over the video. Oh yeah, that's how you get blacklisted fast. I'm glad individuals like this have the confidence to believe they can blacklist anybody. It's literally just peak narcissism, but what do you expect? But here's another part of this arc here, where we have this artist who apparently made the model for Yuki. And this was their reply saying, I'm the artist of her model, and I was friends with her for years. I'm also non-binary. Hearing her say this stuff was a punch in the gut, on top of her using the model to create AI images. I'm absolutely devastated by what's happening. And then the original poster says, I'm genuinely so sorry. I was feeling literally sick to my stomach, sitting there trying to process what I saw as a friend. I can't imagine how this must have made you feel, considering the way they're acting.
Okay, so you as their friend knew they were using AI art, and now all of a sudden you want to be like, oh, I'm sorry they were using AI art and they did this to you. Bitch, you're fake. You're fake. Don't sit here acting like you didn't know your quote-unquote friend was not using AI art. Let's be so for real.
Yeah, right.
You definitely
Come
knew.
on now.
You
Come on now.
knew.
And then
Don't do that. Don't do that.
I'm a little confused because she's like, I'm also non-binary. Hearing her say this stuff was a punch in the gut. Okay, so you're non-binary. So you're a they them. Valid. Nothing wrong with it, of course. I love my theys, I love my thumbs. Who doesn't, right? We all?
Yeah.
But you're saying it's a punch in the gut. Is it a punch in the gut because, like, all she inherently said was, "Oh, I don't believe trans women, or I don't believe if you're a man you get a period," which is true.
Yeah.
So why are you?
And what is that got to do with being non-binary? What's it got
Yeah,
to do
like
with
it,
any of the other queer things?
yeah, I'm a
This
little
is
confused.
specifically a topic about men and also trans women not having periods. What's that have to do with you being non-binary?
Yeah, it's making me again. It's putting me back in this pool of it's making me believe one of two things. I'm using my context clues here. You're either you're either a biological woman who's very aligned, even though you're non-binary, you're very aligned with your masculine side or some form of masculinity, which is
Yeah.
fine, right? And maybe you're in tune with your masculine side and you still get your period, and you're like, okay, well that's fucked up because I feel like I'm a man and I get a period,
Yeah.
which again still ties back into biology. Your biology states that you're gonna get a period because you have a uterus, which is fine. Or you're a trans woman, or you're a man transitioning into a woman, and you feel like because I get cramps, I get a period. It's making me believe one of those two things. Which again, if you're a man,
Hormonal
you're just
cramping and
not
uterine contractions are not the
not the
same
same.
fucking thing.
But
Cramps
hey,
is
I
not
digress.
all that makes it a fucking period. This shit's starting to piss me off. Like,
W fun fact though. W fun fact.
I'm
I'm also
over this.
non-binary. W fun fact. W fun fact.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we are very in the corner and under these umbrellas to be speaking on this. And I just don't think that
Yeah.
that statement
It doesn't make
is transphobic.
it doesn't make sense. It's not. It's not, bro. You either have a uterus or you don't. I don't know. I'm sure there's like some like biological, scientific one in like a million, but they're not that guy. All right.
And no, we're
Um,
not talking about people that are born with both. Again, because niggas like to go to the extreme and try to include all these extreme fucking out of the window examples. We're not talking about people who are born born both genders. You know, they have both forms of genitals. We're not speaking on those people either. Okay.
On top of all the AI stuff with your arts, I hope you're okay.
And you motherfuckers knew she was using AI art, and now y'all want to use this as a way to
as
fill,
a cool. Yeah, that's
yeah,
all, like,
as a way
like
to keep
I don't
igniting the
like these.
flame. This shit is
I don't
pissing me
like these
off.
little. I don't like these little fun facts that people add in a debate. Like it's okay. You believe she's transphobic. Let's stay on that topic. If you don't like that she uses AI, we can get to that on a separate note. But it's like ooh,
You're
she's
adding it
transphobic.
into the flames.
She
It's like they're
also
trying
uses
to make it bigger.
yeah. It's like on some. Oh yeah, that person's racist. They also use AI. Like ooh, like okay, we can get to that point
Okay, let's
after.
switch to the topic of AI, I guess. Like, yeah, okay. Should we focus on like whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see two
I don't like
friends
what she said.
lost
I'm
over this
also
situation. Like,
non-binary.
clearly you knew nothing about this individual if this came as some sudden shock to you.
Which lets
And
me
you
know
know
I was
what? Good riddance.
non-binary.
It's like
I'm
throwing
not
in the
again.
I'm non-binary
Yeah.
just so that you don't get hit too for being her model maker. Guys,
Yeah.
I know I made this quote unquote transphobic person's model, but I'm not transphobic just because I made
It's
her
yeah.
model. I'm non-binary.
It's the fun fact. Which let's face it.
Like, what's
I've
that
been
got to do
everything
with
under the umbrella.
anything?
I'm not offensive. I was non-binary for a while. I had my arc where I was an it. Okay.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's the little fun fact. It's like the little fun fact that oh yeah, she's transphobic. She also uses AI, but I'm also non-binary. W fun fact, bro. We're
W
not
fun
talking about
fact.
Get rid of people like this. Filter them. These people were lying in wait for the moment you expressed 1 ounce
They
of wrong
are
think
waiting. That's
to
what I'm
publicly
saying.
disavow you for clout and activism on social media. But of course, the thread continues with the artist saying, I'm not super okay. It's a literal nightmare. It doesn't even feel real somehow.
Bro.
Seeing the screenshot of her doubling down as well, I wish I knew how we got here. It's just a gut punch and another gut punch. I'm not sure what to do yet aside from crying about it.
Okay.
Literal first world problems. You see someone with a different opinion than you, and you're crying about it and disavowing them publicly. Insane. Literal nightmare, by the way. But then someone says, wish it were possible to revoke her rights to use the model. And the artist does a shushing emoji, implying they're going to revoke the rights.
If it's not stated in your TOS before she started using the AI art, you cannot revoke the model because it was not in the TOS that she agreed to. Therefore, you cannot remove that shit because it was not in your TOS before she bought the model. You cannot go into your TOS updated in August 2026 when she purchased the model in July 2024 and try to revoke her usage of the model from then. You should have had it in your TOS back then. If you put it in now, that TOS does not apply to her because she has not commissioned anything new from you, and it only applies to the new commissions that she took from you.
Yeah, we have a terms of service and a contractual agreement. Whatever I purchase for you, whatever your terms of service and or rule states at the bill of sale or at the point of purchase, that is what I agree to. This is why if if she made, let's say she made a public model in 2024 and she was just like, I don't care what you do, right?
Yeah.
But you can't profit off of any commercial of any commercialized products from my model.
Yeah.
Meaning you can't make merch, you can't sell merch with my model. You can do whatever else you want, but you can't profit off of any commercialized products. So shakers, t-shirts, etc. But you can't go now in 2026 and go, ooh, well, you can't use AI. No. From when I purchased it, these were your rules. If you want to update it 2 years later, that goes from that point on. And
that's something we have to both re-sign on. And even then, it's a lot different. It's a lot different because it's not like you're using a she's not using a streaming service. She purchased an art commission that had a TOS different from the current TOS. You cannot revoke her. Yeah, they can try it, but that girl can argue that down.
Of Yuki to that model.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, you don't have any sort of breach of contract that happened here.
Exactly.
Ooh, this is a really, really bad move. So, unless there was some terms in the contract that would bar her from continuing to use this model, I would highly suggest not doing this.
Yeah.
Okay? And even if you have the right, should you? Is that really the best solution here? Because you're angry about your friend having wrongthink or, heaven forbid, using AI. Now all of a sudden you're going to revoke their right to using the VTuber model. But of course, you can't stop the virtue signaling. After making the replies, they would make a separate post saying, I'd like to ask people to use the current situation as grounds to spread kindness and awareness. Trans people struggle, yada, 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 and they list a bunch of organizations, and one of them is Mermaids, which is an organization that targets children, which feels really relevant to this entire clip that got Yuki in trouble with these people, because this trans charity has routinely targeted minors. In fact, they admitted that they were selling binders to not young people, as this article suggests. No, it was children, including children between the ages of 13 and 16 without the knowledge of their parents or guardians.
Wow,
thank you
no knowledge?
To this previous user for proving Yuki's point. You literally proved one of her points from her transphobic rant. Incredible. But of course, let's go back to this part. I want to use this situation as grounds to spread kindness and awareness while threatening to revoke her rights to her model. But also, this is another reply where someone says, respectfully. She's right, sorry you're lost in life right now, but you will find yourself, I'm sure. And the artist says, respectfully, go F yourself sideways, which is a very interesting way to spread kindness. Is it not? But then this user points out something very obvious here. Also, at least I'm a man of my word. How about you? And of course, you can see that they quit Twitter. And now they're on Blue Sky. And just like every other Blue Sky user.
I'm not giving one more click to the muskrat. Oh, she's the Elon Musk hater using Elon Musk's platform. Ooh. Okay.
they always come crawling back to this platform they think is so evil. But don't worry, they're also active on the insane asylum that is Blue Sky, where they're making posts like this saying, remembering why I stopped using Twitter, I feel sick. Imagine getting to the point where freaking Powder, they lumped in Powder because apparently she replied, Powder agrees with your stance and takes your side. Hope it was worth it, Yuki. Hope you were proud. Narcissists,
yes, the men can't get
first
periods.
world problems, delusion.
So woke.
So whoa.
Like, what? I'm over this, bro. Go next,
It's
bro.
all here, ladies and gentlemen. Like, literally log off of social media if you're this fragile. That's a genuine piece of advice.
Bro.
That's my kindness to you. You seem way too invested emotionally in things that should not make you this upset. That's my advice. But yeah, very interesting situation, ladies and gentlemen. And as you can see, Yukiwaru is reaping the benefits. And of course, I'll put a link to her Twitter account in the pinned comment and description as well. Feel free to give her a follow if you like her takes or you want to check out her content. That's the only valid response to a situation like this, at least on my end. But, oh yeah, also, there you go.
Okay,
anyways,
there we go, there we go.
If you enjoyed, please consider giving the video a like, consider subscribing, and turning on notifications.
I dead thought this was a screenshot. What the fuck?
No, I love that. I love that, bro.
No, when he followed her, I was like, wait, isn't that a screenshot? What the fuck?
No, because he kept moving through the tweets.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, I followed it. Damn!
Damn, bro.
Oh, they tried it, bro. They tried it heavy. It did not. It did not work out.
Look at the PFP change too. What a Chad.
Oh, she made it Chudtuber.
It's just simple. You feel me? You either got a uterus or you don't, bro. I don't care what you are, what you identify as, or what you want to believe. You
it's really not that hard.
And that shit tears once a month unless you have a medical condition like PCOS or PMOS that gives you irregular cycles. But again, at the end of it, you still get a cycle, and the uterine wall still tears. Hence, that is what the period is. This is why some biological women, when they get a period, sometimes they get the cramps, sometimes they don't. Some people have regular cycles, some people don't have regular cycles. All in all, the only people, to my understanding, that are getting periods are people with a uterus, and that is through the uterine wall tearing. That is what a period is.
Yep.
If you don't have one, you're not a biological woman. You have to live with that. You have to accept that. Life's tough. Get a helmet.
And that's, if you guys want to continue discussing this video in the comments, feel free to give us your opinions or like the things that you want to say. Obviously, be as respectful as you possibly can. You know, there's probably going to be a lot of different opinions and stuff in this comment section. I don't even know if it's smart of me to upload this because of the way that shit just goes south, but I stand on what I said. Cook stands on what he said. And if you guys want to hear more from us or see us react to more different things, it doesn't just have to be drama related. It could be like funny videos and stuff like that. Cooks is my best friend, so go check him out. And also comment down below some shit that you guys want us to react to. And as always, see you in the next video. Bye!